people care about that? Nobody. Where's the accountability for that? Nowhere.
You know
and
the
what's
difference?
the result of those investigations? They're all canceled. So
you know the difference?
I don't want to hear anything about Hunter Biden's part. It's a joke.
In all the debates.
Hey, Destiny, speak that shit, bro. Speak that shit, because there is nothing to gain from this imaginary higher moral ground that, for whatever reason, now they just assume that Democrats had. So when it comes to the Republican Party, they are amazing at controlling the narrative. It doesn't matter if it's any allegations of rape or being a pedophile, anything, robbing a bank. And Trump was damn near right when he said he can shoot somebody in the busiest streets in America and people will still vote for him. Just think of what that means. You know what I'm saying? And he's damn near not right. How many scandals, how many weird, awkward things that would have sinking any Republican or really any presidential candidate, and he only builds momentum off of it. Like, he needs to do scandalous things. He needs to do questionable, unpatriotic things to become more popular, which is weird here in America, you know. And at some point, when it comes to the Democratic Party, they need to understand, like, at some point, you can't be the party of always doing the right thing. And I know that sounds weird, like just trying to even get myself to understand that you can't continue to play by their rules because you're going to lose. Trump did everything that any sane person would say, that's a bad idea. And he gets rewarded for it. Like this is like Gotham City. Like he is doing the most despicable, saying the most racist, craziest things, and he becomes president again. But then when Joe Biden pardons his son, and once again, like I said in my previous videos, we can talk about that. But I don't want to hear nothing, not a word come out of Republicans' mouths. Not a one. If anything, you should be like, finally, Joe Biden is playing by these made up rules. But let's go ahead and hear Destiny. And, you know, as liberal as Destiny is, he's amazing at debating these kind of idiots. You know, so it's always entertaining. I always learn something. And that's what we should take out of, you know, his kind of content. Even though people like myself are extremely more progressive than him, you can always learn something from somebody. You know, so let's go ahead and take a listen.
Destiny, let me start with you. You got anything? Or are you taking a Chuck Schumer defense?
No, I think if a pardon is going to exist as a presidential power, I think this is the perfect time to use it.
Really? Even when you've told the world repeatedly, I'm not going to do that, and that everyone should be beholden to the law?
I think the mistake, if Biden made a mistake, it was to say that he wasn't going to do it.
You think?
Especially after seeing the nomination of people like Kash Patel, I think it is absolutely in good prudence to use it here rather than allow Hunter Biden to be the subject of infinite investigations for the next 4 years of Trump's presidency.
You mean how the liberals put Trump through all the criminal investigations?
Well, no, because Trump has criminal immunity from the Supreme Court, and all of his federal court cases are now dismissed, and the case in New York never had a sentencing and probably won't get one. So, no, they wouldn't be the same thing.
You seem very phlegmatic about all this, Destiny, when inside you must be hurting. Because what Joe Biden has done with one flick of his pen is he has taken away all the high moral ground that the Democrats could have had against Trump for the next 4 years. Because Trump can now pardon who the hell he likes. He can pardon every January the 6th protester. And he can do it in the sure knowledge that the moment people like you go, this is an outrage, how can you do this? He goes, you know what? At least they went to prison.
So to answer that, and we already kind of know what Destiny's answer is going to be. One, on what universe, on what example in the past 8 years has Trump needed for someone to do something in order for him to feel like he's capable of doing something or he has the green light to do it? Do you honestly think he was waiting for Joe Biden to pardon his son or anyone to then when he takes office to pardon the individuals who participated in an insurrection that killed people and hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. You honestly think Trump, grab him by that guy, all immigrants are rapists and evil, that guy needs some sort of green light or permission to do something like that? No. If anything, Trump is probably mad that he's not going to be the first one to pardon such horrific people. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's probably mad at Biden for now sucking up all the oxygen when it comes to pardoning. Like, I'm pretty sure Trump wants to be the number one guy when it comes to scandals, when it comes to pardoning people. So no, what world are we living in to think that? Pierce? No, you're not living on Earth. You haven't been paying attention, but let's go ahead and hear Destiny's answer.
Hunter Biden didn't do a day.
This is the two of the easiest questions in the world. Pierce, one, if he doesn't pardon Hunter, do you think that influences Trump's decisions at all and who he pardons next?
If he does, and I'm sure he will, you on the left have absolutely no way to now play the high moral ground.
What is the high moral ground? We're down a Supreme Court pick. We lost the 2000 presidency to another Supreme Court. The president now has infinite criminal immunity. What is the moral high ground gotten the Democrats up to this point?
Exactly.
There's no point in engaging in norms when only one side upholds the norms. And to sit here, you want to talk about a farce, to pretend that Donald Trump's future pardon decisions are going to be based on who Biden decides to pardon is hilariously stupid. And if you want to talk about pardons, something that you never will hear, why not talk about some of Trump's pardons? How much time do we give to the pardon of Bannon or Stone, who is pardoned for crimes that were literally related to covering up other crimes from Donald Trump?
Destiny?
How many people care about that? Nobody. Where's the accountability for that? Nowhere.
You know
and
the
what's
difference?
the result of those investigations? They're all canceled. So
You know the
no, I
difference?
don't want to hear anything about Hunter Biden's pardons. It's a joke.
In all the debates,
Hey, Destiny, speak that shit, bro. Speak that shit, because there is nothing to gain from this imaginary higher moral ground that, for whatever reason, now they just assume that Democrats had. You know what I'm saying? As if we don't know that the Democratic Party is just as shady, just as effed up as the Republican Party when it comes to donors. You know how much money that they receive from these corporations when it comes to manipulating the stock markets. Yes, we know, Nancy Pelosi. You know what I'm saying? Like, when did, like, all of a sudden the Democratic Party become the beacon of doing the right thing all the time? Never. I was never fooled by that, and I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you were never fooled by that. So, like, it's weird how they now flip the conversation, and now they're telling the Democratic Party how they were before this pardoning. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bill Clinton literally cheated on his wife in the Oval Office, and he's a Democrat. So when was the Democratic Party this upholding of morals and standards? I don't know. But once again, like Destiny said, that doesn't equivocate to nothing. That doesn't get you nothing that's wanting. Nobody wants to be the one on the higher moral ground and get nothing rewarded. But when Trump can do everything and your mama, he becomes president. Kind of weird to me.
we've had this year, Trump was the liar, Trump was the hypocrite, Trump was the shameless guy, and then in one moment, Biden proved actually he's just as bad.
Thank
Biden
God he's not going to be
has helped
president
direct the weaponization of the justice system against Trump for a
You
year.
have no proof of that. What, do we just lie here? Is this just a show where we just tell lies?
Well, Joe Biden lies.
Where's the part where Joe Biden directed the DOJ to do anything? Where is that?
Well, you think the entire weaponization of the American justice system against Trump in the last year, Biden had no involvement whatsoever.
Do you have proof of that?
I don't need proof of it. It's obvious.
Hey, look at his face. That's the face of someone dealing with the most absurd bullshit that you can imagine. If I ask you, show me the proof, and you say, I don't need to. I don't need none. The conversation should have been that I would have literally checked out. Like, hey, you know what? F all this. I don't got time to sit here and play these mind games that's going to benefit nothing, where we're not even operating in real life at this point. If you can make these allegations and you can say, I don't need any proof, why? Pierce, why are you even there? You're supposed to be you're supposed to be there to moderate these conversations and make sure it doesn't go beyond the conspiracy guardrails. Because at that point, anything could be possible, right? And if someone says, well, how do you know that? What's the proof? Well, I don't need any. That is the most ridiculous thing. And he's the host of the show. Guys, hey, what are we doing? That's weird to me. I don't know.
Okay, so hold on. So it's so obvious. Wait. So to be clear, it's so obvious that this DOJ is being politicized and used by Joe Biden, the same DOJ that went after his son.
This
The same DOJ that appointed a special prosecutor for when Biden had classified documents. What are we even talking? Do we even know how the government works in this country? What are we talking about right now?
All right, let me
That's
bring.
how the
They gave
crime
him a
works. I
sweet
mean,
Destiny, you say that.
I like how they did. He just quickly switched the subject because he knows that was some bullshit he just said. And there's no way to climb out of that. No, you just go ahead and switch the subject. Got you.
The Biden administration has done nothing to meddle with the DOJ. He has literally pardoned his son, who's been convicted
Bingo.
of criminal offenses.
Why did
And
you
lied
just say
about it.
bingo? What do you think a pardon is? How is a pardon meddling in the DOJ?
You don't think he's meddling with justice?
Because the DOJ and the judge even said yesterday that this was the most despicable abuse of power.
I'm
And
sorry,
wow,
do you
this
think
is a
that
bad
when does a
precedent.
pardon happen if not after a conviction? What do you think a pardon is for? The whole point of issuing that pardon
you're wrong.
is to make it so that you guys can't spend the next 4 years playing Hillary's emails
If you
with
did
Hunter
nothing
Biden. That's the
wrong,
whole
then
point.
you
Because
shouldn't
that's what
worry
you guys
about
do.
it.
Like you tried with Hillary,
didn't
like you
do
tried
it
with
with Hillary's
Benghazi
emails
and failed
anyway.
over and over and over again with all these bullshit investigations. You do like you've done now with Hunter Biden,
Destiny,
like you did
Destiny.
with Ken Starr and Bill
Wait,
Clinton.
wait,
Destiny,
wait,
Over and
hang on,
over.
is
hang on.
Hunter Biden bullshit
Hang
now
on,
when
You
he's
guys
been
do all the
convicted?
hang on. Destiny, to be clear, Destiny,
the House, they're going to bring in
Destiny,
charges to Joe Biden and has nothing. But here you are,
Destiny,
still speaking
calm down.
the same lies about the Biden crime family.
Destiny.
The same
What did
lies.
I lie?
There was the issues of Hunter
Oh, my
receiving
God.
millions of dollars in free legal services, in representation.
Sex
There were
trafficking.
probably appointments. And where does it end?
Okay, Destiny, here's the problem. Not a problem.
I'm just curious. Because I don't know all the time. Do the people who cover politics, are these like actual news people? Like, what is the background here on this show?
What's your point?
They've been investigating Hunter Biden for 4 years. Where are the charges? I thought we were going to get impeachment charges from Jim Jordan. Where are the charges for Hunter Biden?
It's a great question. I can answer that. He never registered as a foreign agent, and the statute of limitations that ran out on that for what was going on. He never dealt with the tax issues and didn't have to because we know deliberately that they purposely slow played to make sure that the worst crimes, they would expire so they couldn't charge him with those crimes. The reality is the reason why the Biden administration is now having to go back and say who else needs a damn pardon is because there was people abusing their power to make sure that the only two crimes that they charged Hunter Biden with could not be connected to the big guy. The gun charge didn't connect the big guy to any actual crime. And that's a fact.
God.
And the tax charges where they did charge him dealt outside of any of the money coming in from the money laundering. So the Department of Justice ran interference and said, we'll make sure we investigate this. Oh, crap. The statute of limitations ran out. Even if we wanted to charge him, we couldn't charge him with the crimes. And that's why the White House is saying, holy crap, who the hell needs another pardon here?
Easy question for you then. So the reason why Mueller was appointed was because an actual obstruction of justice was Donald Trump firing Comey to try to stop the investigation into his illegal
You have
activity.
the right
so
to
I'm
fire
curious,
who you
can you
want to
tell
fire
me
when you
what
become
was
the
the
president? You should have
equivalent
fired him day
action?
one.
What was the equivalent action on the White House and their influence on the DOJ? Give me the equivalent action. Where
And how many times have we replayed questions to ourselves when we hear people say the Democratic Party is just as corrupt, just as, that's the key two words, just as corrupt as the Republican Party. And this was years ago, so I had already forgotten about that, but that's an amazing example. Trump went in there firing people that were not benefiting him in that case that he was in the middle of. He couldn't do it. So he fired people. That's literally injecting yourself, abusing your power. To me, we can have a conversation saying Joe Biden pardoning his son is abuse of power, but do not be a Republican backing Trump and you have the nerve to say what Joe Biden did was abuse of power and sit here and tiptoe, tap dance when it comes to all the ridiculous things. Like I said, this goes back 8-9 years of ridiculousness. And they just have an excuse for everything. And I'm just one of the people, I don't care no more. Let Joe Biden pardon whoever he wants to. And until he starts firing people who's investigating him, then we can probably have that conversation on how he's just like Trump. But this is far from it.
Where is the intrusion of Biden into the DOJ?
All right, I'll answer the question simply. If you understand presidential powers, you would understand that you serve at the pleasure of the president, and the president had the right to fire James Comey whenever he wanted to, and he should have done it day one, but he went against his advisors when he did that.
So you have
he
nothing.
Laughed
You're
about
lying.
It on
you have
stage.
You have nothing. Flynn lied to the FBI.
About it on stage.
There is no.
That's the guy that you want to defend
Donald
right now.
Trump's
Are you kidding
meddling
me?
in the DOJ. There is no equivalent to that on the Biden White House, which is why what you just said was a bunch of nonsense.
Destiny.
What did I lie
Hang
about?
on,
Not a damn
please.
thing.
Can I get involved here? Destiny, a question for you, which is Gavin Newsom, who was one of the most vocal supporters of Biden, even when everyone else was chucking him under a bus, even he has come out and said he cannot support this decision. Do you actually support what Biden has done? Do you support
Absolutely, 100%.
Wow.
Thank you.
So actually, in the end, you do support lying,
Screw
hypocrisy,
democracy.
and shamelessness, and obstructing.
This idiot, this guy got the nerve to say screw democracy after Trump has literally, like please don't try to imagine. It'll probably scar you, but he's been literally screwing democracy since day one. No. You cannot, with a straight face, be a Republican and say Biden has screwed over democracy and you're supporting someone who's literally on top of democracy. No, just giving it straight right there. Like no, you can't do that. Why are we even listening to these kind of people? Don't know.
Justice. You support all those things.
No. What the pardon of
do?
Hunter Biden
course
is
you
a
do.
trillionth
You
of
do.
what Donald Trump. It's not even close.
And if
It's not
Trump
even
had done this,
close.
Orange
if
man
Trump
bad,
had done this
Piers.
to
Orange
Donald
man
Trump
bad.
Jr.,
Go back
you'd
to
have said
that.
the complete
It's not
opposite.
even close.
Let me anyway.
The
Look,
stuff
let me
is way
segue
worse.
to.
In
I wanna
Donald
segue-
Trump's administration, after the traitors, okay, over here that support Donald Trump tried
Donald
to
Trump
overthrow the
bad.
government in 2020, after they tried to overthrow the government and failed, people like Eastman and Giuliani were asking to be put on the pardon list.
All right,
Okay.
let me-
Donald Trump is literally
They were-
talking about
Okay,
pardoning people that were
let me-
involved in the J6 attack. And guess what? When he does, Piers, you're going to have a 20-minute segment on it, and you're going to move on to see if you can dig up something else
Hey,
about
Piers,
Biden's
Piers,
or Kamala
we're the-
Harris.
No. Pete Hegseth in defense, obviously, and Kash Patel to the FBI. Do you believe that those nominations should be approved?
I know more about Patel. The other Fox News flunky is a loser as well. I mean, I
Well, he
would say
served his
no, but I
country
mean,
with great valor. He's not a loser, is he?
that's great. I can think of a lot of losers that have served their country with great valor. Trump has
Wow.
called a lot of them losers, so I don't even know why you would think just because somebody's a veteran doesn't mean that they're not a horrible fit for a particular job. I don't know. I don't know that's what we were doing here. The Patel.
Hey, once again, that's how you handle that kind of bull right there. You can't sit here and be passive aggressive and be like, you know what, I apologize for for calling the individual who served our country a loser. No, if he's a loser, call him out. And if people like Piers, oh, how dare you, hey, no, once again, you are supporting an individual who called gold-starred families, people who lost someone in the middle of war and called them losers. Trump even said, I prefer people who haven't been captured. Really? But Pierce, you got the nerve to sit here and try to check somebody on how they should be treating people who served this country. Once again, I would have lost my shit dealing with people like that, because you can't have civilized conversations with them, as we see.
Patel guy is insane. He wrote a storybook for children about how Donald Trump was the king and evil people were coming towards him with like false claims of corruption. It's just the most insane stuff I've ever seen in my entire life. But I mean, it's on par for Donald Trump. So I mean, if it wasn't these guys, it would be somebody else insane or crazy. It'd be another person under, I guess, an ethics complaint for going after minors like Gates, or it would be some other insane person. So I mean, what are you supposed to say? Yeah, the Republicans have no standards. They are amoral. Ben, is there a single criticism you have for Donald Trump and the way that he's engaged with, say, the Department of Justice?
With the people he's picking now?
No,
I
in
just
the way that he engaged
criticize.
with his Department of Justice in the past when he was president. Do you have a single criticism for how he did any of that?
I do. I think he should have fired James Comey day one. And I think he should have fired the bad actors in the deep state that were working against him from 16 through 20, trying to go after people like General Flynn and bait them at the White House.
Was Bill Barr part of the deep state?
I'm not a Bill Barr fan. Like I haven't been for a long
I didn't
time.
ask you that.
I
I
think
asked you,
Bill
was Bill
Barr.
Barr-
I think
was
Bill
Bill Barr
Barr
part of the
is
deep
an
state?
I think Bill Barr did not serve the president well, and I think Bill
Was
Barr
Bill Barr
cared
part of
more
the
about
deep
what
state?
people. Let me finish.
No,
served
you're not answering it. You're
Washington
rambling.
well. You asked me a question. I'm answering it. You don't like my answer. That's okay. But let me finish it.
No, I asked
Bill
you,
Barr
is Bill Barr
had a
part of the
major
deep state?
problem
You're talking about Washington.
when Bill Barr was there. He cared more about serving the people inside of Washington than the American people. Or
and once again, it's obvious if he answers yes, Bill Barr was a part of the deep state, then that would just bring up more questions than ever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird how when you have to back up such a spineless, weird person like Trump, and when these simple questions come up to you that you can't just answer with a yes or no, you're sitting here running in circles like a ballerina dancer, and you can't answer simple questions, and you risk looking like an idiot. This guy right here, I don't know who he is, but he just has the haircut of a I hate my life, why am I here right now type of haircut. You know, so once again, guys, hey, do not back up people who are morally broken and don't have your best interest at the end of the day, because you can't defend those kind of people. Simple.
President of the United States of America. It's that simple.
still
Your
hear
job
me?
is to serve
My
the
mic, who's he
president.
talking to right now? Is he talking to
I'm
me?
talking to you. I'm sorry that you can't figure
I'm
that
sorry.
out,
Let me,
bro.
hold on. I don't know if maybe your earpiece is not working. Was
Check
Bill
your
Barr?
pager. Maybe you
was
guys
Bill
have
Barr,
wrong pagers
the
right
Attorney
now.
General of the United States of America, of the Department of Justice, was Bill Barr part of the deep state?
I think I just said it a second ago.
You're a coward. You're
I
such a
think
coward.
he
You're
served.
such a loser.
Is the
No, you're
deep
not-
state
Can I just-
Washington,
you're a coward.
D.C.
So yes,
in the American
so Bill Barr
people
was
or
part of the
serving the
deep state.
president?
All right, that's for another video, but let's go ahead and bring this back. Once again, it is damn near impossible to have these kind of conversations with people who are being disingenuous, and the only way, at least in my opinion, to get things back on the right track, which is going to almost be damn near impossible, but I think at some point, if America goes so low, people are going to understand that politics and politicians needs to get back to what matters, needs to start having the conversations that matter. And all this, celebrities and nothing of substance is coming out of these individuals. We need to root them out of the government. That simple. Hey, thank you guys for watching. Once again, I highly appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch my content. If you guys want to support me even more, go ahead, become a member. Check out the perks that I set aside for you, such as early access, one-on-one conversations with myself, and even cool emojis you can use in the comment section. Once again, I highly appreciate the future members and you guys even taking the time to watch the content. And like always, let's have that conversation.